I feel like as an ENFP, we almost try on ideas like clothing.
Yes.
Right? Like, so we'll just start talking about something and go down there. And because we're trying it on, like, we not really held, we're not tied down to the first idea we come to. Is there an ESFP equivalent, or is it just literally trying on clothes?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just constantly trying on experiences, really.
Mm-hmm.
Kristin, what are some things you notice that are different between you and your sis?
Yeah, well, one thing is I relate to what Brady was saying earlier in the sense that, like, she would always come up with all these ideas that we could do. And one thing that, like, before I understood MBTI, like, as a child growing up with her, one thing that would, like, hurt me was that she would be like, oh my goodness, Kristin, we should do this thing. Like, we'll go to the park and we'll set out like a picnic. We'll go to the shops. We'll, buy all these ingredients. We'll do this, and we'll have like the best day ever. And then I'd be like, sweet, like, when's this happening? And I'd be really looking forward to it. And then she'd be like, oh no, like I've changed my mind, or nah. And then I kind of would, over time, when I realized that this was a sort of trait that she had, and I like was really excited to go out and do the thing, I'd be like, you always say these things that we don't do. And she kind of was like, yeah, because most of the excitement is talking about the thing. And when she chats with my ENTP brother, like, they just enable each other in that, and they start talking about, like, they're just running with that NE, and they're literally just like, I couldn't understand why they don't want to go traveling, for instance.
Yeah.
And my brother was like, because I can just think about like traveling, and then that's like enough for me. Like, it's just fun to think about being somewhere. And I'm like, no, like, no, to me, it's like, talking about is the lead up to the actual experience. The experience is what I really want. I don't get, so I had to learn. It was a long process of letting down my expectations. She's great, though. I want to give the disclaimer just in case she's watching this, which I know she will. She's much better at this now.
ENFPs gain a lot of joy from ideating and brainstorming. Yeah. Follow through isn't always necessary.
No, it's not really necessary at all.
That took me a long time in marriage. It was like 10 years before that really started to land with me, like what Kristin's talking about. Because I was like, why aren't we doing any of the things that we're talking about? Or which one of these 8 ideas is actually happening? I wouldn't do the follow-up questions. Mm-hmm. And so I just assumed, oh my gosh, we're doing all this weekend. Do I get to make any choices? And, she just wanted to present ideas. It wasn't like she had an attachment to them. That took time because I'm so black and white and so practical. Yeah. When my wife and I are at a party, it's funny because she talks more than I do, like more words. But if we're at a party, I'm talking to way more people, way more often, making much more of a fool of myself than she is. But she uses so many more words. It's really fascinating to me.
I think there was something someone said, I think it was you, about impulsivity and how SE is quite impulsive, like in the physical reality. Well, I think NE is very impulsive conversationally. We'll take the conversation wherever, a lot of times without thinking. And that's actually like a learned skill we have to develop over time, is to not whiplash the conversation constantly and like let it kind of like follow some semblance of a path that people can hang on to.
Yeah. I feel like SE, it feels so realistic. It feels like it's very grounded in reality and very present and practical.